Hello, everybody. How you doing today? Welcome to the Live with Heidi and Heather show. I am Heidi, a stir joyful purpose mentor and author.
And I am Heather Cox, as well as an author and happiness expert.
And we're here to pump you up
with true stories, lessons, and tools to get you to more joy, happiness, and personal freedom.
Yay. Come for the combo and stay for the dog cameos, of which I'm not going to bother my dogs because they have chewies right now.
Yeah, and mine are asleep upstairs, and I'm out of camera right now, aren't I? Let's fix this. Hi.
Okay. All right. Yeah, come down to earth.
Yes.
To share your knowledge with us.
You're just going to see my mic because it's easier that way.
Okay, that's all good. You can also see mine.
That's
right there.
true. I can see yours. There's no shame in a mic.
Yes, I think it just means we want you to hear what we're saying and let you know we're not in a bathroom.
That's right. So I have one private client that I use the mic for when I'm teaching them yoga, and they have their own music going, and so I have to be like, and then move to down dog.
And now, this is the next pose.
It cracks me up every time
this
I do it.
This is my sexy woman and my yoga instructor voice at the same time. Everyone, please feel free to move about the cabin.
See, microphones are fun. No shame.
Yeah, you can totally do that. All right, Heather, how are you taking care of yourself today?
Well, I am going to do some yoga later this afternoon. After this, actually, yoga for myself. I taught a class this morning, but I like to do yoga for myself as well. And yeah, that's what I am doing today. So
that's fabulous.
Yeah. Thanks. Yes. Yay. What are you doing to take care of yourself?
I am currently working through some big feelings right now. I don't even know where that accent came from. So I am giving myself space to kind of take a pause from writing my second book and write this little nugget that may or may not become a book, but hopefully gets me through some very heavy feelings that I have been carrying around, which you will all learn about more later.
Excellent. Not excellent that you're carrying, but it's excellent you're working through them instead of just shoving them down until they explode.
Yeah, I think at one point I was probably like, the princess and the pea. Except for I didn't ever feel the pea. I just kept putting mattresses on top of the pea.
Right.
Now I was like, oh, here's another mattress. Here's another mattress of like shame. Here's another mattress of like, frustration. Here's another mattress of exhaustion. And now I'm like down to only like, I can tell when there's no, usually I'm down to one or two mattresses and I can definitely feel the pee there. So I'm getting, I'm working through it.
Why do you think it is that when we have changes in our life, small or big, that's when the stuff comes up? Why do you think that is?
I kind of view it like we're all like this ocean, and sometimes we bump up with like the bottom structure that's normally just like this super serene, chill depths area. And sometimes we stir it up. We're like, whoa, it's all this crap around.
That makes sense.
What do you
think? I think that's wonderful imagery of what I was thinking, that when there's change, it puts you outside of your comfort zone, and then your coping skills are low.
Because you're already using a lot of energy for the new stuff.
Yep. And then, all the stuff that you've been hiding away, which is usually resting at the bottom, gets stirred up.
Yes. Yes. And I think normally I wouldn't have these feelings because I haven't normally been in touch with these kind of feelings. And honestly, a lot of them have to do with like celebrating myself and being proud of myself. And that wasn't something that was ever on my radar. My radar was like survival, mom, survival,
right?
Marriage, survival.
And as women, I don't know how often we're told to be proud of ourselves. We're not supposed to shine too much. We're not supposed to, um, if we shine too much, we're casting a shadow on other people.
Mhm.
At least that's what we're told.
Yes.
Yep.
So don't be careful where you shine
Mhm.
because you're going to leave a shadow on someone.
Right,
I
which
love that.
I think is bullshit.
I think I also think it's bullshit.
I'll use my yoga teacher voice to say, "That's bullshit."
I'm going to use my sexy woman voice and say every badass woman deserves to step into her awesome badass self and feel it.
Yes. Yes, I agree. I agree. I don't think I've ever shown you the little, necklace charm that I bought for myself, but I never wear it
Oh,
because
yeah.
it opens up, and so as you
Oh,
wear
I
it,
can't see.
it clinks. I'm gonna show you in a minute. So this is why I don't wear it because it does this the whole time, and I couldn't hack it. But if you open it up, it says,
That
"I am a badass."
that is so beautiful. It just needs a little latch on it.
Yeah, I put a rubber band around it for a while, but that wasn't like I don't know, it felt kinda ghetto. So
Aesthetically, maybe a twist tie will do
yeah,
that.
I was carrying it in my pocket for a while with, like, a rubber band around it to remind myself
Oh.
as I was writing my first book, so but we'll get to that in a minute because
Oh,
I
I
want to
love
know what
that.
you're proud of this week, Heidi.
Ah, all right. My proud moment this week is, well, one, I launched a book, and
Woohoo!
two, it stirred up a lot of crap, and I'm also working through it. But um, the book was, I feel like, hmm, I'm very happy about the book. It turned out great. It was a giant acknowledgement section, which is just like me loving on everybody.
It is a fantastic acknowledgement section, I will agree. It was like a chapter in itself.
Yeah, it took a few days to write. It was so verbose. But
Mhm.
that's my 17 years as a advanced fundraising professional. I got some very sharpened skills for gratitude. I feel like, oh man, yeah, no problem there. So I am very proud of For Crying Out Loud, and I can't wait to just continue on my writer journey and figure out how I need to support myself, and even through all these messy underground under the sea feelings that I have right now. Also regarding the book.
Yes.
Yes. What about you, Heather?
And I just want to say that it's a wonderful book, and we will put a link in the comments for you to purchase it if you want. It really is. I think all women will relate to it.
Oh, thanks.
Yes, it's very good. I laughed. It was good. So
Yay.
I'm not going to say I cried, but I'm not much of a crier. But it definitely touched me in moments where I was like, oh no. So it was good. It's very
Oh,
good. I highly recommend it.
yay.
I enjoyed every moment of it. And I'm not just saying that because I love you. If I didn't believe that, I'd be like, yeah, go buy it, people.
I love this book. So I
Yes.
nod my head to the side. Okay.
All
I will
right.
I will put I will put a little a thing to the book there. There we go in the
Yes.
comments. Yay.
All right.
Okay, Heather, what are you proud of?
I got the rough draft done of my second book. I have not
Have
given
you
it
wait, have you paused to just like feel that?
I did on the first rough draft. I was like,
Okay.
I did it. It's done. And then I read through it again, and I've discovered that there's two types of writers. There's the ones who write way too much at the beginning, and then they have to cut it down. And then there's ones who kind of put the bones up, and then they have to put the flesh on. And I'm a bones flesh person.
All right.
And
I
so I
love
went
that. Yeah, that's so true.
and so I went through and like fleshed it out a bit more. And I know it needs some more fleshing, but I feel like it's at a place where maybe I should have a couple other eyes on it. I have not
Hmm.
gone to print it out yet for those two people. I'm probably because I'm like nervous about it. And I shouldn't be. But yeah, that's the thing this week is to get that printed out and give it to two of them. So yep,
That's
that's what I'm proud of.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And if anyone who is watching the replay, feel free to let us know how you are taking care of yourself today and what you are proud of.
Mhm. Because that helps your light shine.
And even if you're listening to this on a podcast, just go on Facebook or email me at howdy@heidiyester.com and we will have a convo.
Mhm.
It's all good.
Heidi loves combos.
I do love combos. It's like one of the ways that I feed myself is by having chats.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
All right. So we are going to move on to something super exciting. Heather talked about finishing her second book. So therefore, you know that she has a first book. It's called Gateway to Healing. And we're going to have a beautiful little chat with her. And I'm going to try to get all the juicy tidbits about this book and all the insider info. So,
Mhm.
all right. So I like to say, a lot of people say, why did you write this book? I like to say, what was your soul silently screaming to say out loud about this book?
I would say that's a wonderful question. And I hadn't thought of it this way, but I think my soul was silently screaming that everybody is beautiful and everybody is unique and they were put here on the planet for a specific reason. And it is my true wish that everybody realizes that and shines their light. And this is the how-tos, tools and practices, and I don't want to say rules, but keys like viewpoints of the world that help you do that.
So, how did you come across these viewpoints and keys and structure by which people can get that right, open that gateway?
Right. So as I was massaging for many, many years and doing energy healing, I just really started noticing that some people really would just grow and blossom and it just boom, boom, like move forward. And other ones were just stuck in their stuff. And no matter what I said, it wouldn't, they wouldn't, that light bulb wouldn't go off.
Okay.
And like it reminds me, I used to say, like when I was in therapy, the therapist would say things, and then one day I'd go, "Oh, wait, so what you're saying is blah, blah, blah." And the therapist, you could just see them go, "Oh, thank God. I've said it like thousands of different ways and you finally got it." Oh, so it's
We
kind of
get to
like
move
that.
on now.
We get to move on now. And so that created what was originally the 7 truths of healing. And then as I delved into it more and observed more, it ended up becoming the 4 truths of healing, which I later called keys. And then there's 7 principles of healing. And that's what's in the book. So the 4 keys of healing are literally like the paradigm shifts that you need to make in order to heal. And I don't mind sharing those because I think they're so important. The first one is your body wants to heal, and your body literally is working to heal itself all the time, 24/7. And I think we forget that. And so we can actually, and we forget to be a good partner for our bodies
Mm.
and help our bodies as opposed to hindering them so that the body's like, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, when it's like,
Mhm.
"Come on."
Yeah.
So I think and that was important because there were some clients who came in who were just always had something wrong. When something was fixed, something else came up, and, they just really
Physically.
physically,
So, like, "Oh,
exactly.
my back hurts. Oh, now my neck hurts," and, like, "Oh, I got
Yes.
this weird growth here," and then, like, "Oh, my
Yeah.
feet," and okay.
Mhm.
So, it's like this so that's something and I was gonna ask you this question too before we get off topic here, is how do people know that they need to heal? Like as a
Mhm,
like,
mhm,
when I was unaware, I was just trying to find something that felt like maybe happier to me or
mhm.
maybe different. Like I needed something different. Like what would you say to, like, how do people know that they would need to heal something?
That is a great question, because I think a lot of people are walking around unhealthy and they don't know you're unhealthy. And in fact, it isn't until you sometimes start feeling better that you realize how bad you were feeling. In
Mm.
massage school, they call that the curse of massage school because you were getting massages all the time. And all of a sudden you were like, one, I feel so much better. Two, I am constantly aware when something is off, like it's just like in your face. So that's a great question. How do you know? And I would say that one of the things that was a trigger in my life of, you know what, I'm not happy, um, is that um, you're constantly looking at other people and I don't necessarily want to say envying them or being jealous, but just kind of going, my life isn't like that. Um, because that's a sign that you're not happy with your life. For example, I think, well, most people know that Oprah and Gail are like best friends, right?
Mhm.
And the reason she says that Gail is her best friend is because Gail is happy with her life. She doesn't want Oprah's life. Does that make sense? And who
Mhm.
wouldn't want Oprah's life? Like, really, like,
Yeah.
like she's
She's
totally
Oprah.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
Oprah. But Gail's like, "I don't wanna be
But
Oprah,"
just
you
being
know?
sad, yeah, just
Yeah,
having that.
I'm happy with who I am and the life that I have created,
Mhm.
and that's what happiness is. And so, I think that would be the key if you're looking at other people and thinking, "Why can't I be like that?"
If you're in comparison,
In comparison,
if you're
yes.
in the comparison zone, that is a big flag
Mhm.
that there's some dissonance within you that you're trying to resolve from other people. Just kind of like in my codependent realm, when I start looking to other people for approval, or like I'm hanging on other people's words to see if they will give me a compliment or something, that's how I know that something in me needs to heal. Something
Mhm.
in me needs to have a shift so that I become more happy as I am and stop looking for that outward approval.
Yes.
So that's the
Mhm.
same, that's like saying that's like a different version of it, right? You look for that
Right.
outward
Well, yeah,
comparison, or you
there's
look for that.
different types of red flags.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because another flag would be, wow, my whole world seems to be falling apart around me. I've had clients come in. I lost my job. I lost my marriage. I lost, all the stuff. Everything is falling apart, and woe is me. And which would lead me to my next key of healing, which is, only you can heal yourself.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
Yeah, only you can heal yourself. You can't expect anybody else around you to do the work for you. And which also goes a kind of along in line with the other one, which is surrender to what is now. So seeing all that stuff around you falling apart, instead of fighting it and being a victim to it, saying, okay, what am I going to do?
Okay,
Like
so by surrender, you mean accept, like in acceptance, like
in
get into.
acceptance.
You got to say like, all right, I accept what is going on around me. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
push it away.
Exactly. It's like walking into a room that's a complete mess, and instead of going la 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 la, or I'll clean
Or
it
this is not
later.
here or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's
Everything's gonna
like,
be
oh, this is
fine.
just
It's
I'm just
your
a
arm
messy
is hanging off your
person.
body. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Instead of
not
the
fine.
going looking around and going, okay, this is a mess and it's my mess. And that's the other thing is with you can't you have to accept that it's your mess. I don't care
Yeah,
what is
responsibility.
right, and
Woo!
responsibility, and sometimes that responsibility sucks because sometimes you didn't ask for the horrible thing that happened to you, and horrible things happen to people.
Mhm, that's
And
life. That's
yeah,
harsh.
and it's not fair, and nobody deserved whatever that was. However, you still have to clean it up. And
Mhm.
I'm sorry to say that. It sucks and it's not fair, but it is the truth. If you've been harmed, it's your responsibility to go get help and heal that,
I
you
love
know?
that. It totally reminds me of, so say we have when we had people coming over for our launch party last
Mhm.
week, and so our kids had extra chores. And so
Ah.
I told my daughter, I'm like, "Okay, I need you to do this and this and this in the
Mhm.
next couple days." And she's like, "Okay, okay." And I say, "All right." I talk to my son, "I need you to do this and this and this." And he's like, and then he delay fish, delay
Yeah.
fish until like we're on him. We're like, people are not gonna want to go to that bathroom if you don't clean the toilet.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so there's that difference there, right? And say so like someone like my daughter's more in acceptance, like, all right, I can't change. I
Yeah.
can't change that there's this book party and mom gets a little freaky when people come over, especially because they haven't been over in COVID land.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but my son, he just not accepting it to the point where he's hoping that it just goes away, right? He's like, I'm gonna
Mhm.
close my eyes and I'm gonna listen to my music and pretend that I don't have to clean the bathroom.
Yeah, and think that
Um,
that he just won't, and it's like,
yeah.
nope, that's not
Yes.
how life works.
Yeah, so we have this I have this saying now, like, you have to accept it, you don't have to like it.
Yes, that is huge.
You have to
Yeah,
accept it.
you don't have to like it, but it is what it is. And the comparison to that in real life is I don't want to go renew my license plates, and I can put it off and put it off, but if I don't go do it, guess what happens? I get
Expired
a
plate.
ticket.
Yeah, and then you get pulled over,
Yeah,
and then it's more expensive,
and
and
so
then
then
you're
yes.
more frustrated.
More of a pain in the ass, and so by him, it's the same thing, by him putting on, now mom's mad on top of everything else when you could have just done it.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
so
mom
that's like
probably would have
the
been like, "You're the bestest." Mm.
yeah. I mean, he might have got a second piece of cake on that night. Who
Yeah.
knows? Who knows?
That's right. And then the third key of healing is,
Oh, wait, so that wasn't the surrender to what is now, that wasn't the 3rd key.
surrender to what is now is I'm sorry, you're right, 4th key, the 4th key of healing.
Okay,
Sorry.
alright.
Numbers are not my thing lately. Lately, like, my husband looks at me, he's like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah. What I meant is this." It's like it's slipping a gear in my brain for some reason.
It's all good.
Numbers. It's because I have so much that I'm thinking about.
Mhm.
So 4th key of healing is the most important one, which is you have to learn to love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, all this other stuff doesn't feel like you deserve it, like you're worth making the effort, taking the risks, to do it. So that is the 4th one. So, um, 1, your body wants to heal. That's right. 2, only you can heal yourself. 3, so when surrender to what is now. And 4, learn to love yourself. Beautiful. Well done. It's in the comments. That's why I'm saying well done. Heidi wrote it, and
Yay, thanks,
she did
thanks.
good.
I was listening.
Yes. So, why? I'm gonna close my email. And
Alright.
so, yeah, so those are, and all of that is in the book. Those are the things that I really observed with people. Um, that were just stuck in their gunk. That one of those or multiple ones, they just weren't getting. They just
So it's
weren't
kinda
getting.
like these 4 gears.
Mhm.
4 gears you have to go through, and so you went through all of these.
Yes, I would
Okay,
agree
did
with
they
that.
was it linear? Was it spiral? How
No, it's
long
just
did
like
it
grief.
take?
It goes like do 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 do. And I feel like it's a constant thing. Like you learn to love yourself, and then you learn to love yourself a little more. And then you learn, there's I think there's a constant growing and appreciation. Part of that is because we're constantly changing. Our bodies are changing. Um, the things that we learn about life are changing. I remember my aunt used to say, "I'm 50. I don't have to do blah 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 if I don't want to." you know?
You can
Uh,
insert any number there.
yes, you can.
I'm alive. I don't have to do anything I don't want to. As
Yes, exactly.
long as you're out of your parents' house, I think.
Right. And I talk about this all the time, that I really think there's a reason that we're young, and when we're young, we're young, we're beautiful, we're vibrant, but we don't have all the knowledge. And then as we get older, as women, we learn all this stuff. Because can you imagine how dangerous you would have been if you had all this information that you have now, but you were like young and vibrant
I
and
love
like,
that word dangerous
yes.
because I love that word. I love that word. I wanna grow up and be a dangerous woman.
Yes. Yes, and
I feel like,
I
oh.
I used to, when I was in my 20s and living in the corporate world, I used to have like questions. Like I'd have a question, I'd ask everybody this question. And one of them, the person who just
I
popped
wanna
on,
know
this
what
is
these
going to be a
questions were.
really interesting time to pop on. Um, the one of the questions I would ask the guys, if you woke up tomorrow as a woman, what would you do? And of course, they all usually said something obscene and didn't go to work that day. Like
Yes.
that would be the thing that they would do. But one guy said, I would be rich by the end of the day. And I walked away from that
Ooh.
going, why? What do I not understand? Like,
Don't
what?
we make 67 cents on the dollar?
Yeah, like exactly. Like,
What's your
what am
plan?
I missing here? Um,
Ooh.
so yeah, that made me just go tick, 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 and start thinking
Did
about
you
lots
ever
of things.
ask him any follow-up questions?
I did ask him follow-up questions.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
He sounds like an interesting guy. I'd put him on the list of maybe date someday, depending on his, how I jived with him and if I was heterosexual, I guess.
He was a nice man. He was.
Yay.
Otherwise I wouldn't have hung out with him, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, he wouldn't have got you even got a question out of you. So
No.
that
No.
says a lot. That says a
Yes.
lot. So I wanna ask another question. So
Okay, please.
who who is this book for? Like who can benefit from this book? Now, I personally think everyone can, but paint me a picture.
Paint you a picture. I think it is the person who has been walking through their life in a fog, and they just have this niggling feeling that, something isn't right. Something could be bigger, and then they
Mm,
pick up this book and they're like, oh, yeah, I am meant to be something here. I am meant to contribute to this world, and for who I am, not for my job, but for who I am. So, for example, Heidi, before you were contributing because you were a mom, and that made
mhm.
you very, very small because
Yes, and
that was all you did.
I worked for very small nonprofits too. So,
Right.
as everything I did was very right,
You're very
small.
small. And then you started learning to take care of yourself, pay attention to yourself, love yourself, and you started growing and you started blossoming. And now you are shining your light out very brightly for who you are. And you're writing books and you're helping people because of who you are, not because of
Mm,
what you're supposed to do,
yeah,
which we've
yeah.
talked about before on this podcast.
Yes, 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 I think, thank you for that, and being able to shed, right, to
Hmm.
heal, to shed all of the coats that you wear and walk unabashedly, dangerously, nakedly as the woman, person
Hmm.
you are,
Yeah.
right? Being able to be that person. And it is scary. It's scary, but it's also the most liberating feeling you can have as a
Mm,
person.
it is. It is. Gosh, I don't even know. I think the closest way I could describe it is jumping off a cliff. There's water below. Jumping off a cliff, but instead of falling, you end up flying. And you're like, oh, like I had no idea.
I just
Is-
been avoiding this cliff my whole life.
Yeah. And thinking that if I did jump, I would just land in the water.
Mhm.
But no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I think we end up avoiding things that we think are dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
had in my book, like, I had this presence that was kind of following me around at this particular point in
Yes.
my life. I had this
I
presence,
loved that.
and it just kept knocking on me, and I feel like it was always in the side of my vision, and I'm like, "Something is there, and it's so dangerous." You know what it was? It was a braver version of myself.
Mhm. I loved that.
It was the
This
me
is
that
why
could
you wanna
fly.
buy the book, it's so good.
It was the me that could fly. Yeah.
Mhm. It was the you
So,
that could fly, it was the you that could stand up and say, "No." Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Yay!
I just got goosebumps.
I did too.
Alright.
Alright, so are you going to read a little from your
Yes.
book? Alright, let's do it.
I am going to read, The fourth key.
Right. I am going to give you the stage for a minute.
Oh my. Hello, everybody. um, oh, that's a principle. It is not a key. There we go. Okay. So the healing key number 4, learn to love yourself every little bit. Of all 4 keys to healing, this one is the most important and the most powerful. When you love yourself, you want to give yourself more. You dare to take risks. You begin to believe in yourself. You want to feel happy, healthy, and whole. On their first visit, the majority of my clients didn't love themselves. Not truly. I saw many clients who believed they were worthless or didn't deserve happiness. They never said this out loud, but I could see this deep wound in them. They thought themselves horrible for whatever reason. These feelings surfaced with statements about how healing was out of their reach. It's too difficult. I don't have the resources. I'm afraid. It's impossible. All of these translate into one statement: I'm not worthy. They didn't honestly believe they were worth the effort. Or if they tried, something terrible would happen to smack them back into their place of worthlessness. They felt deep down, I do not deserve happiness. There was a time I didn't love myself. I didn't hate myself. And not everyone feeling unworthy hates themselves. But I didn't think I was worth it or that I mattered. Until you learn compassion for yourself, until you learn to love the good, bad, and ugly of yourself, it will be hard to heal because you won't believe you deserve it. Of all the keys, this is the most powerful one. Love yourself. The truth is, you are a beautiful soul. Realizing the reality of your beauty is the most potent transformation of all. When a client learned to love themselves, they would blossom right in front of my eyes. It's a beautiful thing to witness. I've seen it happen gradually, and I've seen it happen overnight. When clients start loving themselves, they begin to smile more. They start paying more attention to how they look and dress. Their clothing style might change. There is a brightness in their eyes and a hopefulness for their future. They become courageous as their self confidence begins to skyrocket. And as their view toward themselves changes, so do their lives. When you believe you are unique and start treating yourself as such, positive things begin to happen in your life. How do you learn to love yourself? Loving yourself is learning who you are and what makes you unique. It is learning to shine your light out to the world with love and compassion. Reflect on your past. In your history are keys to who you are today. Observe yourself so you can understand your reactions and behaviors. Learn what you like and dislike and your passions. Learn what you value and reject. Journal your thoughts so you can dig deep into what you think and feel about situations. Think about what happens when you're interested in someone as a friend or a lover. What you want to learn everything about this person. This is with this learning comes an understanding and compassion for that person. You want to treat yourself the same way. You deserve it. Get to know yourself, the good, bad, and ugly. Learn self-compassion. Start to appreciate your quirks and the things that make you you. Acknowledge that you are important. There is only one of you in the world. The universe created you so that your energy could be part of this world. Ta-da.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that. That was
You're
great.
welcome. You're
Yeah.
welcome.
So how can people pick up this little ditty of a book?
They can pick up this little ditty of a book on Amazon. It's on Kindle and paperback. If you are an Amazon Unlimited person, you can read it on Kindle for free. You can also contact me directly, contact@heathercox.com. I'll type it in. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm
Oh,
making a
all right.
comment.
All right. Woohoo!
um, you can email me
Would this be for a
to
signed copy of the book?
purchase a
Oh,
signed copy. Yes,
all right.
I am happy to do that with a little message, especially for you. Ah,
All right.
there.
Awesome.
It's going to tell me, especially. Okay. Thank you, Grammarly. Um,
Grammarly's the best.
yes. And if you'll indulge me for just a minute, I would
Yes.
like to talk about what I think happiness is.
Yeah, I think well, that might be important because it's about happiness.
It is about happiness. And I
Yes.
think that people think I'm trying to sell them a bill of goods, like you're going to be happy all the time, like happy go lucky, joy, yay, all the time, Pollyanna, right?
Yeah.
Like you're
Mm.
all day, the sun will come out tomorrow. No, it's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I believe that we can have a foundation of happiness that's a constant hum throughout our lives. That's the kind of happiness I'm talking about. That if you stop and think about your life, you're like, yeah, I'm pretty happy with who I am. I'm pretty happy with where I am in the world. That's yeah, life is good. I think anybody, no matter where you are, what you do, what your financial situation is, anything, I think anybody can find that happiness. Um, and I
Happiness is
have
universal. Mhm.
happiness is universal. Yes,
Mhm.
it can be. But it's a practice. It's something you work at. And that's what I talk about in this book. And I think it's so important because when the bad stuff happens in life, which it does, no matter what,
Mhm. The
um,
challenges.
death is an inevitability in our lives. Um, People lose jobs. Um, Bad things happen. Um, like I said, that you don't deserve, you didn't ask for. If you have this foundation of happiness, you have like this cushion that you kind of land
Mhm.
on, and it says, I feel really crappy right now. What is happening is super crappy, but because of this foundation of happiness, I know I'm going to be okay. I know that I will come out of this. There is another side, and I will come out of it. Um,
Happiness is kind of like that. It's that rubber ducky ring, right?
mhm.
You know
Yeah.
you're in the storm, you know you're gonna swallow some water, you know
Mhm.
something might nibble on your feet that you don't like, but you're still gonna make it.
Yes, you're still going to make it. Exactly.
Mhm.
And I think that anybody can achieve that. So yeah,
I love
that's it.
that.
Yeah.
Yay. So go get your copy today. I think we'll
Mhm.
do a couple other posts with just the book. So, and all the links will be in all the good places. So you can just nab
Mhm.
it and read it up. And
Yep. You can also private message me on Facebook. So that'll be good. Um,
yes.
I want to share something really quickly on Facebook because it just tickles me. It makes me laugh so much. So my husband uses my Facebook as well, even though it just
Oh, it's a
says
dual, like a joint account.
it's a joint account, but it
Okay.
just says Heather Cox because he
Oh,
never wanted to be
okay.
a part of Facebook.
Hmm.
But because of his business, he does. And what he does is he sells magic cards on Facebook as well as his business is on there. He owns 2 coffee shop game stores. Anyway, so he starts messaging with somebody that wants to buy some magic cards, and they're talking to Heather Cox. And I don't know if you know anything about magic players, they're mostly men. And so they're talking to this woman who totally knows magic, is into hockey, is into gaming. Like, they're like, this is the hottest chick ever. Right? They're like, oh my
Oh
gosh, she's
no.
so cool. And then he'll come in and be like, well, I broke another man's heart today.
I'm gonna put that under no,
Yes,
seriously.
yeah. Yes, that can be my no, seriously. He's like, I'm like, oh, did you tell him you were Jeff? He was like, yeah.
He
It
went
cracks
down
me up.
hard, went down
Yeah, I
hard.
keep saying we can change it so it says Heather and Jeff, like one word.
Yeah.
We keep discussing it. So anyway, yes, no,
Oh,
seriously. That's a perfect no, seriously.
that's adorable.
What is your no, seriously?
So, it's too big for me to share on the screen, but
Okay.
I am in the process of duct taping 2 mattress boxes together, and I have this old mattress you know those eggshell mattress, foamy,
Mhm. Yep.
pads?
Yep.
So, we had one of those for a while, we used it with our air mattress, but we don't need it anymore. So, I am in the process of constructing a podcast booth from taping
Ooh.
together 2 giant, it's about the size of maybe a refrigerator box.
Mhm.
It's about 3 feet tall by 5 feet wide by 3 feet deep,
Wow.
and I'm using, dangerously using some tools to box cutters to cut out all the different holes, and I'm using Gorilla Glue spray to spray on little pieces of that old mattress. So hopefully I'll have a more soundproof booth
Mm.
that will be behind me when I do these lives in the future. Because right now I've never showed anyone, but I face the rest of the basement. It still has carpet, but it has hard walls on 3 sides. So,
Oh. Mhm.
so I'll be in a box. Hopefully
I
next
like it
time.
though.
I
So
decided yesterday, I was like, "Oh, I just need to, like, move, but I don't wanna go outside because it's crappy out." I'm like, "I'm gonna make my box now." We call it the magic box.
I love it, the magic box. Now, when you spray the Gorilla Glue and then put the foam on, does it melt or does it stick?
It sticks.
Okay.
I just did 2 sample pieces last night on the ceiling of it, and,
Mm.
it is the mattress pad is really heavy, and if they do fall off, I can just buy little squares, but I'm hoping that I just have to buy duct tape and Gorilla Glue spray, so it'll be a podcast booth that normally podcast booths cost about, like, $9 to $1,200 online, and I'm gonna do mine for 17.
I love it. I love that. That's
I'm like a
awesome.
sound geek now. I know when there's reverberation from the walls, and I don't even know how I have this extra sensory perception going on,
Yeah.
but yeah, so that's my no seriously. So I'm playing with like an old mattress pad and some spray, and my wife came downstairs and she's like, "Are you spraying without putting a tarp on the ground?" And I was like,
Maybe.
yes, but but there's also cardboard here." She's like, "No, use the tarp." And I'm like, "Okay."
You got
I
busted.
got so busted. I got a little excited. I didn't think I was gonna start the spray part yesterday because my duct tape ran out, and I need to go get more duct tape today.
Mm.
Because I love as an engineer, I love a good duct tape project.
I understand. It always makes me feel like MacGyver. Dun, 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 dun.
Ah, yes. All right. So, let's move on. What is your, proud moment?
We did
Oh, we
proud.
did proud moment. Where's the gratitude? What's something you're
Oh,
grateful for?
attitude of gratitude. That's what we're missing.
Yeah.
Hmm. What am I grateful for? I am grateful for, okay, I'm just going to say I'm grateful for all the learning that I've had because, and the growth that I've had because now I have to promote the book, right?
The beautiful Gateway to
And
Healing book.
yes, I want to get it. I don't have to promote it. I want to get it out there so that people can and read it and help themselves. I've already gotten feedback from a couple people saying how much it's helped them, and I mean that's just awesome, you
Oh,
know.
that is so amazing.
And so I want to get it out there, but that means calling places and saying, "Hi, I have a book and I want to come share it and try to sell it and promote." So it's not really promoting my book. It feels like I'm promoting myself, and
You're
that's
sharing
scary.
you're sharing your authentic light. So you're out
Mhm.
there naked
Yes.
saying, "This is what worked for me, and
Yeah.
I wanna share it." Yeah.
Right. So I'm grateful because 20 years ago, Heather would not have done this. Mm-mm. Nope. No way. Forget it. So
And we are all grateful that you're doing it.
I'm going to say 30 years ago.
Shh. Okay. Nobody else needs to know.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. What are you
Ah,
grateful for?
so I am grateful for my daughter. She is 14, and I've been trying to figure out what my next moves are with my book and my upcoming course in the next week. Well, I know what all my moves are. It's just going forward to do them without,
Mhm.
completely getting overwhelmed with what's in front of me. And I came down to my desk today and there was a little note,
Mm.
"Mom," and it's in cardstock, and my daughter's very tactile. And it says, so I'm very grateful for my daughters, my gratitude. "Mom, whatever you choose at the end of the day will be the best for you. We live life with no regrets. Love, BB."
Oh. Oh my God.
And I was like, "Did I create this person? Because
Yeah.
she's pretty
Oh,
amazing."
she is amazing. That's fantastic. I
So,
don't think you have to worry about that one.
yeah, I don't worry about Barbara's gonna always find her way. When she was little, she knew that she did not want her hair curled, and she would scream and scream and scream. And finally, I think at the age of, like, 4, maybe 5, I gave up. And recently, she's like, "You know what somebody at school told me, mom?" And I was like, "What?" She's like, "That I have a sensitive scalp." And I don't know how, like, she would have found this out from her friend at school. Maybe they were doing, like, some scalp massages or something. Um, but Barbara has always known what is good for her.
Mhm.
She has this, like, such this strong, bright sense of, like, what is true north for her.
Mhm. That's
And she
cool.
always follows it even when it's really hard. Like, if she had like, she's had difficult conversations with her dad, and,
Mm.
and when she was, like, 13.
Wow.
So, I mean, yeah, you could say she's Red Panda, but she is a really badass Red Panda. Have you seen
I have
Turning
not
Red?
watched Turning Red yet. I know what it's about,
Yeah.
but I have not seen it yet.
Yeah, she's fantastic. So, so grateful, to
Mm.
share, space and light with my, daughter.
Nice.
All right. So we're gonna move on to the Snowman of Affirmation.
Excellent.
Yay. The top is off now. So I have orange, green, yellow, and pink. Do you have a color?
I think I'll pink this time.
Okay. Okay, Heather. Oh, you got a good one. I choose what I believe and what I become.
Ooh. Okay. I
That's a
like
good
it.
one.
That
That's a
is a
good
good one.
one. All right. And I'm going to go yellow. Hmm. This is probably good for me on my little healing journey right now. I am patient and forgiving.
Yes, that is a good one. That is a good one. And that's part of learning to love yourself is being patient and forgiving, giving yourself grace.
Yeah. Well, all
Yeah.
right. So let's choose one for our audience. Let's go green. Let's mix it up here. Oh, this is appropriate. I choose my happiness first. All right. And choose your happiness and get gateway to healing.
Yes. And get for crying out loud, because that's about choosing your happiness first as
Yeah.
well.
Get gateway to healing for crying out loud.
See, we're a good team.
We are. Even our book titles go together.
That's right.
Oh my gosh. All right. So, do we have any announcements?
Yes, we do.
Oh, our next
What?
show
Yes. What is our next show? It is May
on
4th.
May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. We will
Yes.
be with you on the 4th,
That is a
actually.
big day for me. Oh my gosh, that's a big day for me. So assumptions and your future.
Yes.
That's
And how,
good.
yeah.
So why it's such a big day? I'm doing this show, which it always makes it a big day. And then later that afternoon, I am going to the library that I grew up at. Um, I have a friend that actually works there now. I'm jealous. She's the young adult librarian,
Oh,
and she said, "Would you please come to the library on May the 4th and teach Star Wars yoga?" And I was like, "Yes, yes, I will." And I said, "I even have space pants, like outer space pants, and a yoga Jedi t-shirt. I'm a professional."
you're a professional yoga Jedi.
Yes, and I have Star Wars music. And
Oh,
then later that night, I am going to see Elizabeth Gilbert talk.
oh my gosh. That is a big day
It
for
is a
you.
big day.
Ah,
So, yeah.
fantastic.
So I'm excited.
Yay. Great. All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show. Please leave any comments in
Mhm.
the chat about the replay and, anything you're proud of, grateful for,
Yes.
any
And
good
we'd
stuff.
love to hear your no seriouslys as well.
Yes. Yes. Super fun. All right. Until next week or
Week. Next month.
next month. We'll
Mhm.
see you soon.
Bye.